Alright, let's continue with our tone production series here. This is number 3. So, I heard a teacher once say that there were 5 lanes or contact points between the bridge and the fingerboard. These are points where the bow touches the string. You could divide it into 5, she said. So I want to experiment with the most extreme ones. What we've done in the past was played in the middle, between the bridge and the fingerboard, right in the middle, with a medium amount of bow speed. I said middle third of the bow. That's the easiest place to play. I've heard it called the sweet spot. So that's a great place for you in the early stages. And then you have to start challenging yourself and pushing yourself to go beyond that contact point or that lane. Okay? So let's experiment with the lane out near the fingerboard. Now don't go over the fingerboard, but you're going to get pretty close to it. Set your bow at the tip. Make sure when you set it down that you don't come in crooked like this. Set your bow out like this. If you have trouble reaching the very tip, you know, on a slow bow you might be able to pull it in, but for what we're doing here, I'd rather you do it with a totally straight bow. So just go as far as your arm will allow and set it down. Okay? Now we're going to do bow speed. I actually heard someone say once, aim your wrist towards your nose. It'll hopefully keep you from knocking a corner off with the metal corner of your frog here. So you're going to just set it down near the fingerboard and use a lot of bow speed and listen to the tone production created. Okay? Now we're going to do that exact same thing, but near the bridge. Not right on it. Your bow will not be touching the wood. Back off a little bit. But you're going to set it here and you're going to go, it's going to be ugly. I will only do it once. You get this sort of screechy quality to the sound. So the same bow speed does not work at both contact points. And we used very little weight. It was all speed. Now let's do the opposite. Let's start at the bridge down bow. Do you remember in the last video how I had you lift your fingers out? You're not going to do that here, but you will feel the weight of the arm at the frog, and you will feel this transfer towards your first finger, or pronating hand as you go to the first finger. As you go to the tip. So let's count to 4 so we know how fast to go. We'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we lift our bow. But what I want you to do is stare at your contact point and see if you stayed, see if you stayed in that one spot or if you drift around. We don't want to drift. We want right now to have a very slow, heavy bow. You may have to feel a little stronger thumb, and I want you to sustain your volume all the way through. Okay, once you can do that comfortably and have a nice tone quality, let's apply that to your contact point that was near the fingerboard. I'll only do it once because it will be very ugly. But that bow weight out near the fingerboard will crush, I won't do it again, will crush the sound of the string. You can experiment with that and feel it. So remember, the easiest place at first, as you're working your way through your violin studies, the easiest place to play is right in the middle between the fingerboard and the bridge. Medium weight, medium speed. If I do twinkle twinkle, right there is the place to do it. But you must learn how to use these other parts or contact points so that you can have more expression and dynamic range. We'll get to that later. Anyway, experiment with your contact points or your lanes. Good luck.